if you feel like it, what we could say a couple of things about is the importance of agriculture and what's the positive developments that are happening in it that you're in touch with right now, and what you see could happen in America and other parts of the world too, because everybody's watching each other now with the technology that we've got for communications. They're not just young people, but people of all ages all over the world looking for regeneration, as Ronnie would put it, and just, the soil is a place to start. So any encouraging things that you've encountered of what's going on with that stuff would be great to share if you want to.
Sure. I think, we're in a, there's the old symbol of the change curve, if you have that in your mind, of where things tend to get a lot worse before they get better. We are somewhere in farming and agriculture, I believe, on the toward the bottom of that change curve and started to come up. And so inevitably what we see, and that change curve probably started, back in the 60s and 70s when you and Charles were really, first meeting and talking about how do you grow this movement and how do you get more people to believe in this. And so it tended to get worse a little bit. Even though the organic movement was growing, we saw more chemicals get into the environment. We saw more protection of those chemicals in our policies. And we are getting to the point now where we're starting to see the critical mass of consumers expect better out of their food supply. And it's going to be a long road. So if it took us 40 years to get down to this spot and start to see some positive change, then we would expect another 40 years probably before we come out ahead of where we were 40 years ago. So we're on a long road, but we are improving. Ron is a great example with USDA. When I asked him, why do you have hope? Why? You just listed 1,000 problems wrong with the world, so why the heck do you wake up in the morning and try to move forward? And he says, Ryan, because we're winning. And the score, it might be 500-7, and we might be down by 493 points. But you should have seen the scoreboard 50 years ago. And, we weren't even able to get the ball across half court. And so he's got a great analogy that, he's seen in his lifetime us break down so many barriers in just public perception, in consumer expectations, in farmer knowledge, in farmer expertise, and in growing this. And we've grown it from 0% to 1% of the agriculture market. In just how things work and the kinetic energy and the rules that apply to kinetic energy. To go from 0 to 1 takes so much energy. To go from 1 to 2 takes a little bit less energy. Right. To go from 2 to 3 takes a little bit less energy. So what you and Ronnie and Charles and the movement that started, 50 years ago helped get rolling, that was a huge amount of effort just to get that thing to move. Now that we're getting it to move, I'm really excited because my generation and the next generation have something to go with. And we have something that we can keep pushing. And as that accelerates, and as farmers get more knowledgeable about what consumers expect, and more knowledgeable about how to grow their own farms in a way that really does make them wealthier and the land wealthier, I just see that ball picking up so much speed in the next 25 to 50 years. That's honestly my biggest regret is that I want to be alive for that. I want to see that around. I want to be around so that when we get to that point, we can all celebrate. But I think that's part of the challenge. Is we know this is a multi-generation project, and we got to get farmers working, and we got to get growers working. But if we know that it's possible, I have no doubt that we will get it done in the long run.
Yeah. I think that's a wonderful statement, and should encourage everybody. I hope everybody will relearn, in our country and everywhere, that agriculture is immediately relevant to everybody.
Right.
Unless you're breatharian and you don't need food anymore. But there aren't very many of those people. I've found two in my life. Yeah. Even if you were one, most of the other people aren't. Yeah. And so what they're eating really makes a difference. And so there's the encouraging things for agriculture that you're mentioning are specifically encouraging for everybody's life.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know we have a long ways to go, but all signs are pointing up. So we're going to have some things that discourage us, and we have some things that just don't make sense and cause us to scratch our head, and there's going to be some things that cause us to take a step back. But we know, and I really, truly, 100% believe this, and this is truly from the bottom of my heart. I truly believe in the goodness of human nature and of humanity. And I know that we have them outnumbered. And so we just have to work better together to get where we want to be, and agriculture is just one part of that as a society.
Right. And as far as the outnumbered thing, one really, shining example like you're talking about outnumbers millions of other people anyway, because they're going to help even the people that are against them.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You're exactly right. So a lot of positivity, but a lot of work to do too. So
yeah. Well, okay. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate it. We'll stay in touch.
Yeah, let's stay in touch. And like I said, I'll shoot you an email on that program here. And if I think of anything else, I'll shoot you a note too. So thanks, Richard.
Okay, perfect. Talk to you soon.
Okay, see you.
Okay.